Hi, so welcome to the very first session of the class 7 mathematics. In this series, we will be talking about all the chapters of class 7, and this is the first chapter, that is integers. So this is the part 1 of that chapter. So we will be having few parts. So I have separated this one chapter into the multiple parts so that the video will be small and all the people will be able to understand every topics very clearly. So today we are going to learn the first we will be recalling your previous learning. So because integer is one of the chapter that you would have studied in your previous class as well. So in that whatever you had studied, we will just recall the basic concepts of the integers and the numbers. We will do few calculations based on that, and then we will be having basic calculations on integers, how we do the basic addition, subtraction and multiplication, and then we will be move out to the very first topic of the class 7, the integer chapter, that is the properties of addition and subtraction. So it will include the closure property, then the commutative property, associative and additive identity. So we will be discussing all these properties one by one along with examples, and then we will go for the multiplication of integers. So how you multiply, suppose if you have to multiply 2 integers, 3 integers, 4 integers, then how does that multiplication of integers works in case of you have the negative sign and the positive sign of the integers. And then we'll have one exercise for you based on your learning in this video. So the exercise will contain the questions only based on whatever you have learned in this video. So uh, and in the next video, in the next session, before we start with the next topic, I'll first solve this exercise for you. So till that time, you should be ready with solution of your exercise. If you have any doubt, you can just put out the comment below at any time. So yeah, let's get started.
So, what is integer? So, in basic term, integer is combination of whole number and negative numbers. So, what is whole number? Whole number, just to recollect from your previous classes, whole number starts with 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. There is another type of number that you have studied in previous class, that is natural number. So natural number start with 1, 1, 2, 3 and so on. So we are studying integers. So integer is combination of whole number and negative numbers. So what does it include? Because whole number you say it start with 0, natural number with 1, then what is integer? So integer will start with what? So because it includes whole number, means integer will include 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on, and it includes negative numbers as well. It means it will have -1, -2, -3 and so on. It will go to left sides. So to better understand integers, you would have studied about the number line, like we can represent the integers on the number line, and that is easy to understand as well. So a number line, the 0 is the center point, and then when you move right side of the 0, then you will put the negative numbers, positive integers, and when you move left side of the 0, you will put the negative numbers, and this is how you represent the integers. So because it's combination of negative and positive integers, so for the calculations of the whole numbers, it's pretty easy. I mean, you just add 2 plus 2, 3 plus 2, and if you subtract 2 minus 3, so it's very easy to, I mean, do the calculations. But in case of integers, how will the calculations differ? So what happens when you add an integer, then you move to the right side. When you add a positive integer, then you move to the right side of the 0. When you add a negative integer, when you add a negative integer, then also you move to the left side of the 0. And when you subtract a positive integer, then also positive, and if you are subtracting positive integer, you are moving to the left side. When you are adding a negative integer, then also you are moving to the left side. But when you are subtracting a negative integer, then you are moving to the right side of the 0. Means you are subtracting a negative integer, then you are moving to the right side of the 0. To better understand this, I'll have one basic few questions we will solve better, and we will get a basic idea of this calculation. So I'll show you one small trick that will help you to identify the calculations that we are doing. I mean, how we are identifying that either we have to add or subtract, or what sign you put on the result. So suppose you have a basic question, -8 plus -4. So these are the suppose two integers, and you are adding them. So what you are adding, one is the negative integer, this is -8, and you are adding another negative integer, that is -4. So what will be the addition? How will you identify? So what it says is -8 you will write as it is, because now in center you have two signs, plus and minus. So which sign will you keep? So the plus minus minus, that is the basic formula, I'll tell you just now. And then you will keep 4. So when you multiplied plus with minus, because it's in bracket, so you get minus. Now minus and minus 4, it means minus and minus plus, it means you will do the addition. So you just add these both, 8 and 4, you will get 12. And then which sign you need to put into the result? So the number with the highest sign. So 8 is the largest number in these two numbers, and it is having the negative sign. The result will include the negative. So to understand it, just look at here how, I mean, it may be seems little difficult over here for you. So how it, suppose if you are doing plus and plus, then your answer will be plus. If you are doing minus and plus, your answer will be minus. When you are doing plus and minus, your answer will be minus. When you are doing minus and minus, your answer will be plus. So now, because now you have this one, just keep that in mind. And now I apply over here, so how it works. So the plus and plus, it means when you are multiplying this both, then you are keeping this sign. But and which operation you need to perform, that also depends on this itself. So just to understand with this same example, so this one, I mean, you are adding two negative integers. So first what I did is, you have to make it one sign over here. So plus and minus, minus. So I kept minus. Now you have -8 and -4. So minus and minus plus, it means I'll perform the addition operation. So I performed addition operation. So 8 plus 4, 12. Now which sign I should keep? So the number with highest sign, that sign you'll have to keep. It's positive, then you'll just leave it like that. You'll just keep positive. I'll give you a small example, one more. So that is, suppose we have -3 plus 7 minus 19. These are the three integers you have. So what we are doing, one is negative integer, positive integer, and then subtracting the result of these two with to the negative integer. So the -3, so -3 I will keep it like this, because there is no other sign. Plus 7, there is no other sign. Now minus and minus, to minus minus plus, keep plus, and then you will write 19. Now we'll solve them one by one. First we will take this first two. So minus plus minus, it means you will do the subtraction. So 7 minus 3, 4. You don't need to look after if it's a small or larger or whatever it is. Just see minus plus minus. So you will do the subtraction. So I did subtraction. Now which sign should I put? The number with largest sign. So this is the number which is having largest sign. 7 is larger than 3. So 7 is having plus sign. So I'll keep plus over here. So plus, even if you don't keep any sign before any of the number, it consider automatically as plus. So no need to keep it. And then the plus 3. Now it's very simple. You know that 4 plus 9 is 23. Okay. So these are the basic calculations. Now we will move to the other part of the this chapter. The next thing we will see is the properties. So what are the types of properties that we have, and how the properties are applied on addition and subtractions. So properties of addition and subtraction of integers. So the first one is closure property. So in closure, first we will see the closure under addition. Closure under addition. So when you heard first time closure, it means what? It means when you are performing any operation, then the result should be closer to the type of the number that you are performing. Means, so in closure under addition, the simple definition is when you add two integers, the result will also be an integer. That is closures. Then you can say that addition integers are closure under addition. Okay, so suppose for example, what I'll do is suppose I have one integer, I'll take -1, another integer I will take suppose 2. So when I add them to -1 plus 2, what I'll get, if you remember this basic formula, I'll write it again, equal to plus minus plus minus plus minus 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 plus. So minus plus minus, it means you will do the subtraction. So 2 minus 1, 2. Which sign you will keep? The plus 1. So if you see, when you are adding the two integers, your result is also an integer. It means you can say that addition is closure, integer is closure under addition. Okay. Integers are closures under addition. Similarly, the next one is closure under subtraction. So similarly, the same definition. It means when you subtract two integers and when the result is also an integer, it means integers are closure under subtraction. So suppose I'll take the same example. So the -1 is one integer, 2 is another integer. I have to subtract these two integers. It means -1 minus 2. So what I'll get? -1 minus 2 minus minus plus. It means you have to add these two integers. So 2 plus 1, 3. Now which sign you will keep? The number with the higher sign, that is minus, so minus 3. So this is again an integer. It means you can say that integers are closure under subtraction as well. Okay, so this is the one of the property, that is the closure property. Now the next one we will see is there are two more properties, and which are the one of the important properties because it applies only on the addition and not on the subtraction. So the another next one will be commutative property. Commutative property. So to understand the commutative property for integers, under integers, first you check for the whole number. So suppose whole number I will take 2 and 3. These are two whole numbers. So what happens if you add 2 plus 3, you will get 5. Similarly, if you add 3 plus 2, you will get 5. It means 2 plus 3 equal to 3 plus 2. Okay, so here you can see that integers are whole numbers are commutative, right? Similarly, the same property apply for integers as well. So suppose if I'll take two integers, -1 and 2, the one we took for the previous example, for the closure property, same we will take here as well. So commutative property says in the two integers, if you swap these two integers and add it again, you will get the same result. It means if I add these two, the result that I will get, if you swap these two numbers, if I do it 2 plus minus 1, I will get the same result. Let's check it out. So minus 1 plus 2 equal to 2 plus minus 1. This is what it says, right? So because minus 1 is a negative integer, so I am adding them both and I am writing it like this. Okay. So how it applies here? Again the same method what I wrote over here. You can just, it is the basic thing that you have to remember, and this is very important one. I mean, if you just remember these things and where to apply, then you should be able to solve all the integer calculations. So minus plus minus, it means you would perform the subtraction. 2 minus 1, 1. Which sign will you keep is the highest number, so 1. Now 2 plus minus minus 1. Okay, so 1, 2 minus 1, 1. So if you see, the results are same even if you swap the integers for the calculation. Okay, it means you can say that suppose one integer is a, another is b, so a plus b equal to b plus a. Okay, this is commutative property. Okay, so this one was commutative under addition. Okay, so with this you can say that integers are commutative under addition. You can write these two words as well here. Integers are commutative under addition. Now you'll see the same thing if subtractions are commutative, integers are commutative under subtractions or not. So for example, you'll take the same example. So earlier we saw for the addition, now for the subtraction, what happens? I'll take the same example, minus 1 and 2. So you have to see if these two integers are commutative under subtraction or not. So what I'll do is minus 1 minus 2 equal to 2 minus minus 1. Okay, so I'm just subtracting these two integers. So suppose this one is a and this one is b. So a minus b equal to b minus a. Okay, so minus minus plus, this means I'll perform the addition operation. So 2 and 1, 3. Which sign I'll keep the highest number. Okay, then 2 minus minus plus 1. So minus 3 equal to what you will get is 2 plus 1, 3. Okay, so minus 3 is not equal to 3. Hence you can say that integers are not commutative under subtraction. Okay, as simple as that. So you saw the both commutative property under addition and under subtraction. Now the next one is associative property. Okay, so what is associative property? So these properties are very important to do the calculations. By applying these properties, it makes our calculations easy, mathematical calculations that we will see in the coming sessions. But just to make sure that you understand each and everything, so you just have to remember how it equals. Okay, now the associative property. So what associative property says? Consider you have three integers. So suppose minus 1, 2 and minus 3. Okay, so I say that I'm adding them to like this. Suppose I'll consider this an A, this is B and this is C. So what I want to do is I want to do like this: A plus B plus C. Okay, and then the another I want to do is A plus B plus C. So what we are doing here, if you see, so here you need to understand the importance of this bracket. So if you remember the Bodmas theorem, if you have studied in the previous class, what it says, first you need to break the bracket, right? So this means when you are solving this particular expression and this expression, so in this expression first you have to solve this b plus c, and this expression first you need to solve this a plus b. So this is what the Bode-Marx theorem says, right? First you need to break the bracket. So just by applying this integers, I'm keeping on this particular, I have just wrote this associative property. I'll explain you in a bit details how this came. Okay, so I'm just keeping it here, -1 plus 2 plus, this is -3, so I'll keep it here. Okay, equal to a plus b, so -1 plus 2 plus -3. So whatever the example I took, I just kept them here. Now you just solve them. So if you get both the results, result of both the expressions as same, then you can say that integers are associative under addition. So we are just doing the addition. Okay, so -1 plus, okay, 2 plus -3, okay, equal to -1 plus 2, so minus plus minus, it means you will do the subtraction. So 1 you will get, and this sign you will keep, plus minus minus, okay, 3. Now I will do this one, -1 plus 2 minus 3 -1, right, plus minus minus, and highest sign equal to 1 minus 3 minus 2, right, and then the -1 plus -1 equal to -2. So -2 equal to -2, right, -1 -2. So you got both the result of both the expression is same. So hence you can say that integers are associative under addition. Okay, so this is for the addition. So this is the simple expression to show the associative property. So this a is suppose any integer, b is any integer, c is any integer, as I have explained you. So just to make it easier for you to understand, I start with example. So I believe this example will make you understand it more easily. Okay, now you'll see the next one is the associative property under subtraction, if it applies or not. So we'll take the same example, -1, 2 and -3. So what will happen under subtraction? Okay, under subtraction. Okay, so under subtraction means I'll write this again. So how it should be, a minus b minus c equal to a minus b minus c. If I'll write associative property, so this is how it should be. Okay, now I'll just put these values over here, and you just need to check if the answer of both the expressions are same or not. If it's same, it means integers are associative under subtraction as well. If it's not same, it means they are not. Let's check it out. So -1 minus b, 2 minus -3, okay, equal to a minus b, okay, minus -3. Now -1 minus 2 minus plus 3, okay, then -1 minus 2 minus 3, okay, and minus plus 3, okay. So -1 minus 2 plus 3, 5, equal to, this is -3, this is plus 3. What you will get? -1 minus 5, 6, and -3 plus 3, 0, not equal to. It means integers are not associative under subtraction. Okay, so these are the three properties that we discussed just now. Okay, closure property, and then the commutative and the associative. Then there is one very small property that we have, I'll just write down it for you. So that is additive identity. Okay, additive identity. So what you can understand it by name itself. Additive means add, when you are adding some number, and identity means one, identical. Okay, means when you are adding any number with one, then what should be the result? Okay, so uh, when you are adding any number, okay, so for the whole number, for example, just before going to the integers, for whole number, suppose if you are adding 8 with 0, so what you will get? 8. It means when you are adding any number with 0, you will get the identical number, means the same number. Okay, this is under whole number. So same thing applies for integers as well. When you add minus 8 plus 0, you will always get minus 8. Okay, so you can say that 0, right? 0 is an additive identity. Means when you add any number with 0, you get the same number, and that is why 0 is called as an additive identity. Okay, so you can, if I write it in variable form, it will be like a plus 0 equal to a, right? Or similarly you can write 0 plus a equal to a. Okay, so this is the additive identity. Okay, now the next one is, we'll just see. So just now we saw the calculations, means addition and subtraction of the integers. Now next we will see how do we do the multiplication of integers. Okay, multiplication of integers. So how does a multiplication result differs when you are multiplying two integers? For whole number, suppose if you have to multiply 2 and 3, you just simply write it 6 over here. You do not have to bother about any sign, either negative or positive or anything, when you are doing in case of whole number. But in case of integers, when you are multiplying, suppose minus 1 into minus 1 into 2, just for the simple example take. So you will write, I mean you consider 1 into 2 is 2, but again the sign should be coming here because you are multiplying two integers here. So how you identify the sign? Again this method. Okay, again you have to keep that in mind. So minus plus minus, so this 1 is minus 2, there is no sign, it means it's positive. So minus plus minus, it means you will have to keep the minus sign over here. So this can be applied to the any number of integers. These are just two integers. I take example, suppose I do minus 2 into minus 3 into 4 into minus 2. Then how will you do it? You just simply do first one by one. 2 into minus 3, so 2 3 is 6. Now minus and minus plus, it means it will be plus. Again into 4 into minus 2. Okay, then 6 4 is 24, simple, there is no negative sign, into minus 2. Okay, equal to 24 to the 48, and plus minus minus. So this is how you will identify and do the multiplication for any number. So the simply to do it, you just select two numbers one by one. No need to get confused in that you have the n number of integers for the multiplication. But there is one simple way is, I mean if the same number is given, suppose it's given minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2 into minus 2. Okay, then you no need to get confused about which sign I should put into the result. So if you just count, it's the number given, the number or count is the odd or even. So 1 2 3 4, it's the even number. It means the just directly multiply 2 to the 4 to the 8 to the 16, and because it's even, it means plus sign will come. So, and if it's odd number, so if it's odd, then negative sign should come with result. Okay, and if it's even, then positive sign should come with the result. Okay, as simple as that. So these are the basic property under addition and subtraction that we discussed just now. And identity, additive identity, what is that? And then multiplication of the integers. Okay, this is it for today's session. Now it's time for the exercise. I'll give you a few exercise now. Okay, just check it out.
So this is the exercise for you. Try solving this exercise, these questions, and please do comment below in case of any issues or any doubts if you have related to these questions. And I will be solving out this question into the next session for you, so you can re-verify your answer as well. If what you have solved, if you have any doubts, you will get the clarification over there. And please do subscribe the channel and press the bell icon to get the notification for the next session. Thank you.